Pro Football Weekly is previewing the offseason for all 32 NFL teams. Right now, we're looking at the Indianapolis Colts. Arthur, I'm not sure there's a team in the entire NFL that has more questions going into this offseason than the Colts. We know it all starts with Peyton Manning. All signs point to right now he's not going to be back. He's probably going to be cut. He's going to play for a different team next year, which is crazy in itself. But is there any chance at this point that he returns to the Colts?
I'm saying it's very unlikely. I think it would qualify as pretty much a stunner if Peyton's back at this point. That goes to show you how much things have changed in the past couple months. We were reporting he was going to be back. It just goes to show things have soured a little bit between Jim Irsay and Peyton Manning. I think when Ryan Grigson came into the building and kind of passed off that decision to Irsay, said this is going to be on you. It was sort of a sign of a changing of the time. So I think the fact that Andrew Luck is the imminent first pick probably makes it look like it makes the most sense for Peyton to be off and gone at this point.
Peyton, not the only one that's going to be gone next year, most likely. A lot of free agents for this Colts team. Guys like Reggie Wayne, Jeff Saturday, Peyton's longtime center, Robert Mathis on the defense. All these guys free agents. Is this a total rebuild, or do you think they might bring some of these guys back?
It's looking more and more like a rebuild. I think the one thing that you have in common with the guys you just mentioned, they're all over 30. Do they all fit into trying to go young, get fresh? I'm not so sure they do. Jeff Saturday has been talking about possibly retiring. Robert Mathis is obviously a defensive end. Is he going to be able to stand up? He's had his hand on the ground his whole career. Teams have to be careful. Sometimes you'll see them kind of teetering between trying to win now, trying to rebuild. I suspect it to be the latter. The Colts are going to rebuild here for sure.
We saw them struggle early on in Peyton's career, now maybe doing the same thing the first year with Andrew Luck. And it's also a team that we've seen the same thing from every year, basically. You know what you're getting with the Colts. They're a pass-first team. They're a speed pass rush team on the defensive side of the ball, all about speed, smaller guys. Now, that could all change. What's it going to be like scheme-wise?
Well, if we're picking up on the theme of this video, clearly it's change and wholesale changes. I expect that to hold true with the scheme as well. Andrew Luck's going to need a little bit of help. They're going to try and run the football a little bit more. Chuck Pagano said at his introductory press conference he wants to run the football, so they're going to have to work on getting the personnel in place to do that, but I expect that to be the plan. On defense, you mentioned it, they're not really going to rely as much on those two defensive ends. They're going to show more even in odd fronts. They're going to bring a lot more pressure. That's one thing we do know about Pagano. He wants to be aggressive, so we'll know more when we see the players they target in the draft and free agency, but definitely expect them to get bigger, definitely expect them to get nastier, and I'd expect to see a lot more pressure, probably a more exciting brand of football on defense.
It sure looks like it's going to be a new era of Colt football. That's a preview of their offseason. For the best coverage of the league, check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.
It's never too early to start thinking about the NFL Draft, and Pro Football Weekly's new draft database has you covered. Check out updated player rankings for over 750 prospects and our exclusive PFW Stock Watch. Just go to the Draft tab at ProFootballWeekly.com.